Alrighty, we are live. Or we should be live. Let me switch this over. We'll do 16:9 real quick here. How's it going, Moon? Glad to see you here in the stream. I don't know if you followed earlier, and I'm just getting notification now. But welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to do more bugs. Last night I had a blast. We had a bunch of the Patreons together. Actually testing the game. Getting feedback, and I was able to fix like a load of bugs. I think last night alone, just on the code side. So if I look at, oh yeah, right. So remove cargo engine. Let me just push this. I almost have an ID10T come crash things. Oh man, I haven't seen that term in a while. So all these modules, this stuff that we fixed yesterday, right? Like these were all things changed. Thanks to Moon here, he was going through this whole process and trying out the build and trying to, you know, just going through as a player, outfitting the ship, trying to customize the ship, saving the ship, loading the ship, trying out the mining, trying out salvage, trying out all these things. And it works. So I want to continue going with that kind of momentum. Today I want to actually go and make the configuration for the mining ship. Like I have a test mining ship that's like in the game. But I mean like make the mining ship variant that can be purchasable in game. But I think it's going to require a few changes. I think I already did some of this already. I think I have ship resources now and a few other things. So we'll need to be a little bit more refactoring, but there's some bugs. I want to kind of take a step and go on to the ClickUp. My computer is screaming at me to restart. No worries. Alright, so there's a few things we want to do today. So I had the ClickUp. When the ClickUp, the issue that I have with ClickUp is I built here in the project management for Unforgiven space. We have apps. So we go more here. Let me see where I found it. Maybe it's under my profile. Settings, apps. Yep, they should be here technically. API token. They should be here. You're not going to have any app we do. Anyway, built an OAuth workflow for accessing ClickUp and then realized it was just going to be kind of tangly. So what I'm going to do instead, because what I need is I need the guys to have access to and ClickUp, unless you have a large team, I need access to Unforgiven space systems, and I need all of this QA to be browsable, because I need to get rid of all this QA. So this is stuff that's waiting to be tested. So this is like the focus, right? And I want to pull down this sheet. But anyway, if I have to go to customize and then add people and assignees and whatever, then it becomes weird. So I created a custom view for these. Let me right here. So this is like a private link. And this is always publicly accessible. Alright, so it's a public accessible kind of like history. And what I want to do is make a very simple web scraper that'll pull down, like, because hey, if it's a public accessible link, I can just grab the DOM of it, and then pull down this list here, right? Board division list group item, and it should have some identifying information here to determine it. And then for each of these layouts, yeah, so we just want these. So I'm gonna add like a little bit of regex that's gonna pull this. And I'm probably gonna use a little bit of PHP for it. I know it's not my, we're just gonna use what I've already done. Alright, this will be to click up boards. And we're going to use a bit of grok to pull this. I think we can use the XML parser. Okay, so read website. We'll call test dot contains the following. The list in the second and the third QA column. There we go, yeah, that's right. And then for the, we'll give it the XML so it knows the context. Isn't AI awesome? Why is that appearing that way? It should. Yeah, because they're just coming as JS chunks. I want the inspected generated HTML. I just pulled it down. Or is it just not letting me do it? Oh yeah, okay, good. So it lazy loads. Meh. It just preloads all the JavaScript and then loads it from ClickUp. So I can't really scrape it in the way that I wanted to. Meh. I was hoping we could just, you know, not have to use the yeah. So I will have to use the ClickUp API to pull in the tasks. That's annoying, man. I was hoping to find a quick way of just being able to show this. No bullshit tonight, I fixed it all. So what I'm trying to do now, fix this, is we had a bunch of people last night that were like on, you know, Patreon members and new people to the project. And I want to be able to show people like what's currently in QA, because right now only like Uniform and a few others have access to the ClickUp. So I can either make the whole thing public as a view, but I don't want everything public as a view, you know, like what's like done, and you know, like there's things that we want to keep in the QA, but you know, they're kind of for player discoverability, maybe not something that needs to be exposed. But everything in QA I'd like to have either on the Discord. So there's a whole OAuth flow we can use to just directly hit their API, and I've already registered an application for it, but it's like, it's individually logging in the ClickUp with a ClickUp account and then using your own application to access the stuff. So unless, like, you know, now I have to make like a command line tool and run it and log in with the browser, and then it'll get like a free refresh token, and it's gonna like run in the background. It's just annoying. But yeah, I did post a link to this particular one on the Patreon so they can help, but I want to find a way to integrate them. Like, I want to just pull all this QA list. Yeah, the alternative way is every time we add something to QA, we do a webhook, and we fire the webhook, you know, to another system, and then it kind of gets added that way whenever something changes. That's kind of how I'm feeding this into Discord in the first place for stuff that gets finished. But anyway, I just want to find a better way for testers to actually test things, right? But anyway, I was just going to use Simple DOM, right? Just to load up, like, pull this as a document and just scrape it, like literally just, you know, have a little controller, bring it down. But it's using chunks, so not gonna happen, right? Everything's all in little angular chunks, so not gonna happen. So change of plans. Yeah, it knows we're logged in, blah blah blah. Right, and all I want is this task. Anyway, this is what I want from it, right? It's just this tasks here. But I mean, this is not always going to be queryable. Why does this like move? Anyway, might scrap it and go back into the game. So that was one thing. So I have, you know, the I'll just show it off here. Oh, this alert is freaking out for. Oh, the card ninja gray box being missing. I don't even know why that's missing. That's supposed to be missing. So we have this MFD in there now. So notice the MFD is now filling up. So I'm at 33% of my ore cargo. Oh yeah, I don't think we need to like not unlock the player when they get out of the seat. Alright, so there's all the ore that I have. And I've just sold it all. And made 756 credits doing so. So, you know, on top of the 2 million that we get by default. So it's not a ton of money right now. But anyway, I fixed all the components and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, what we need to do is actually make a dedicated configuration for that medium ship and the gas mining ship. As well as a, not like a final art version, but a more like makes sense playable version. I was trying to figure out why the back faces of this are not working. And it's probably the fact that it's not receiving shadow. It's facing the late direction. And now we have more ore. We can now like rinse and repeat, and sell pine salt ore. But I need some of these ore fields. Like the asteroid system needs to be able to respawn these now, and you know, kind of start tying in a little bit more with the economics on the asteroid field itself. So I think this is stable, which I like. Hey, Munglo. Yeah, I think we're going to have asteroids. Yeah, so if ship sensors are keeping track of all the rigid bodies in general, I went over and dejunked and fixed up a bunch of my movement. You're working on today, and it feels pretty solid. They have a nice. Get a random target. Why they're just based on these rigid bodies? What's in the ship? Don't save. So now you can see others like flying. Oh, and I fixed the issues with players glued to the ground when whacked with a bat. Oh, nice, so they don't like stick. A couple edge cases left, like uncrouching in a small space and not catching air when the ground falls away, like when running up a slope and then going over a crest. Found one silly, unintentional thing. Water movement related. Water has heavily dampening because you know water. Yep. But I lower it and it feels about right when you jump in, then floats to the surface. So you really only want to have that dampening. You don't want to have the dampening effect of the Y because you have buoyancy. But maybe, I don't know. Because if you're swimming up, you do have a little bit of like... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the buoyancy is so strong that you can jump like dolphins. Why is it trying to load? Cargo. Engine. Oh, because it's called ship engine. Gray box. Yeah, this is one we're using for everything now, not cargo engines. What is even referencing that? Thanks for the follow. A username. A username is that good? It's going good. That's a good username. That's good though, in a literal sense. One of these ships must still be using the old engines. I don't know. Might I ask what the game is about? Sure. It is a space game. Kind of like a Sea of Thieves in space. Where you kind of have a couple different gameplay loops. You have your standard, space trucking, buy cargo, sell it, bring it from point A to point B, risk being pirated or be a pirate, a little bit of A, a little bit of B. Right, so the idea is you start off with nothing, a basic ship owned by a corporation, you can't upgrade it, you can't do much with it, it's not even like yours. You go from that ship to eventually making enough money doing security missions or mining missions or whatever you end up wanting to do. You're going to be very limited starting. You're just going to be able to do like transport missions, and you can do some security missions, pop in some NPCs. But ultimately, you'll be able to, start doing deliveries. Once you have enough capital, you can start buying and selling your own cargo to make a bit more money. You're trying to make money to upgrade all the components, so we can, upgrade all this, all the things underneath. One second. So that's the idea. It looks a bit more graphical than this. If I open up the other main project, I'll kind of give you an idea of the visual target that I'm going for. I wish there were more games like Sea of Thieves, yep. I do too. So this is what the ship actually looks like in its more final form. Might help to probably turn off the gizmos. Right, so this is what the ship looks like in a more detailed form. Right, so you kind of have your own little kind of home away from home. All the components can be upgraded, right? So you have your fuel generators, fuel scoops, everything underneath the ship, right? And you have your little mag plates here for buying and selling cargo and doing your oh yeah, Aaron, let me apply. The model reminds me of No Man's Sky. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of the visual target. Like, you know, realistic, but not like photorealistic. Maybe like 2015, you know? Alright, so we have like holographic targeting, bips. Alright, so ships get destroyed, they become salvage, we can kind of salvage them. Just clip it through here into the 0G. Right, so you can upgrade all the components. It's taken very impressive. I've only been doing Godot for a couple of months now, and I'm making a boomer shader, very simple stuff. That's awesome. Feel free to share some of your work that you're working on the Discord. I think the Discord thing is working. Let me go to here and see. It should be it. Right, so you can have your own little apartment decorated. I need to get all of this stuff now working this month. A lot of this is now working on the test build, but my goal is to try to put together a nice little vertical slice with the gameplay that we do have. I need to redo the hangers. The hangers all need to be redone. There's a bunch of stuff that needs to be refactored, but well, at least you can kind of see the, you know, the visual target I'm kind of going for. Alright, so we have two different variations. This is the gas, or the warship for mining, and then I have a little gas mining ship, which is very similar, but it converts gas. So these are like just kind of like mining utilities that go attached. And what we have to do tonight is kind of, you know, actually like save them as their own little ship resource, and then we'll you know, have it support the different types. So this was called, you know, test, and it's no longer really a test, but so it'll just be mining ship frameworks. And then we'll remove all the default components, because players are going to need to be able to spot them out themselves. Maybe we do want them to actually just come with the stuff that they need. You know what? Let's kind of compromise instead. Let's say that they come with one tractor beam and one mining laser. And it's actually you kind of do them in like opposites. So we'll put the mining laser. Yeah, we'll kind of go across. So ideally you want to have both, but we'll have one of each. Just to kind of simplify it, so when you first get the mining ship, you can use it as a mining ship. But it's not going to be, you know, useful. Drop the H page in Discord? Hell yeah. Dead and dead again. Blah blah blah. Take a look. Press space to start. Cool. I'm hoping having a new version I'm working on. Oh, cool. You're hoping to do a web build? Nice. Yeah, it's like old school with the, you know, we have some label 3Ds for the old sprites. That's kind of nice. I like the, what? The chain is stopped. Yeah, it's very like old school, like Doom. Oh. Easy to move, click to shoot, already restart. I'll give it a few more rounds and I'll go back to... No. Wait. Oh, they're only one shot. Do they continuously respawn, or is there a set number? I did. Cool. I'd probably change the cover to be more like of your game art. So I made it so every enemy are like a bit broken. Made it so the enemies are a bit broken. The new system, they're completely different. Oh, okay, gotcha. Set number them. Good. Nice. So you kind of do learn that muscle memory. Like you kind of learn the level over time. Yeah, it's awesome. Let's give you a follow. We need to generate a new UID for it. Sure. The new version gets a bit more like Wolfenstein 3D movement wise, so you can like turn with the mouse, but the enemies don't one tap and they're ranged. Oh, can you look up and down, or is it still the same? Not that you need to look up and down or anything. Yeah, so this is a mining ship. And let's do the gas mining ship. And for the gas, I guess, yeah, the gas mining ship doesn't really need anything because it doesn't have weapons. Still side to side, cool. So let's nuke the missiles. Because they're going to need to be moved anyway. You found something about SC trade tools a trader should never use? What's that? Or maybe we'll reposition them to the top. Either way, we don't need missile racks. Yeah, let's get rid of the missile racks. Guess my ship. There's a lot of lore, but unfortunately most of it is all in my brain right now. So the idea of the game is very early 80s aesthetic. So it goes from, you know, through the 60s to the 80s where the game takes place. It's like retro futuristic. The idea is that the space race continued. And it was funded by corporate interest. And once we got to space and we started, you know, being able to explore planets, then, you know, the corporations pretty much didn't really need Earth's governments and things like that anymore. So, you know, most of off-world became corporate controlled. And it's pretty much enforced by corporate security, right? So you have your different, like, space Walmarts and everything else. And, you know, you're kind of stuck in the middle of it. So there's not necessarily, like, you know, factions in the, you know, in the sense of politics when it comes to, like, you know, governmental bodies. They're more like each corporation's own corporate security, kind of either like causing chaos or, you know, trying to create some losses, if you know what I mean. If you're a Patreon subscriber, 7, you get full access to the raw data. Oh, okay, I got you. Makes sense. So on their Patreon. Hey, it means he's gonna make money off of it. But you know, user submitted data. You know, selling user submitted data is absolutely you know. We'll see how far that goes because that's kind of sketchy. Yeah, so these hard points. There's got to be a spaceship that's got the Electric Lights Orchestra cover style written all over it. What is that? Electric Lights Orchestra? I'm not entirely familiar with it. Wait, they just made the hard points and not the gimbal. We don't need so many undos. There we go. They made the song Mr. Blue Sky. Interesting, what type of genre is that? Yeah, like why are the gimbals not actually in those hard points for the time being? Oh, gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense. Wait, why did reparenting those mess them up? Are the weapons scaled? Shouldn't be. They're classified as rock, but it's on the softer side of rock. Nice. Anyways, how long have you been working on this game? I'd say like 3 years now. The first few years were in Unity, and it was pretty much just a lot of learning. And I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, where I need to be with things. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, the big issue with like rock bands, like think Cyberpunk as an example. They use like Refused, I think is the name, to do Samurai. It's very hard to find like a live rock band or like someone that can do that type of music for a game. I haven't been able to so far. Like you see a lot of people who can do digital music and they can kind of do some kind of electric guitar covers and things like that. I'm not the biggest fan of rock. I myself listen to a lot of jazz. Have you watched Cowboy Bebop? I'm assuming you have. Leave the rear. This is all gray box design right now. I need to figure out how I want to do these supports and so better support the tanks and stuff like that. Oh wow, Cowboy Bebop is an old anime from the, I don't know, what's it, 80s? Hey Google. Let's see. 1998, actually. Yeah, late 90s. Very, very, very good anime. With some nice kind of jazz, large band kind of style. There was one down under it. Oh, I guess the thruster's not really actually. Yeah, it's fine. 1, 2. I had to find a way to maybe pull them back or something. Yeah, I know every now and then it would be on Crunchyroll, but I'm not sure if it's still on there nowadays. Weird, this should be under stations. Yeah, they're not. I take it when you add a pirate ship, it'll be big, slow, and bulky ship, while the transport ships are fast and sleek. You can pirate anything with anything, really. I mean, what is a pirate ship is just whatever ship a pirate is using to do the work. But they have, specific needs that they need to have to be able to pirate. So you need to be able to have like an interdiction device that can kind of pull you out of warp, and that takes up the component slot, right? So you still, you're gonna need to be big enough to have cargo, that'll be able to take from someone, So, a bigger pirate vessel is gonna have a lot of cargo, but it's gonna be really slow. So you're not gonna catch a smaller ship, in a large ship. Like, it's not gonna happen, right? So it's kind of like to be a pirate, you just need to have the right gear, and there'll be random NPC pirates, and so their ability to catch up with you and kind of pull you out of warp and shoot you, disable you, take your cargo. Depends on player skill. And then there's also, like, if you're in a safe area and someone attacks you and you're a good guy, you'll immediately send out like a distress beacon, so NPCs can eventually, you know, if the pirate's not quick enough, come in to kind of help. Right, so you know, there's the turrets, but there's also, you know, ways to be able to pirate. And there'll be some pretty like purpose-built kind of pirate ships, like brands that kind of are more better, you know, at you know, doing silent running and evading the law than other ships, but they won't be necessarily profitable. You know, they won't have the same equivalent cargo as like a trading ship. So things become a bit more role specific as you get further into it. So what is it? This is a player. Okay, so their ship resources. Trading ship, transport ship. Player transport ship $30. Trading ship's not done yet. Mining ship. Ship resource. Gas mining ship. $3. I'll use the same ID. I had an idea for like a Sea of Thieves game, but it was all like Zeppelins of warring classes. There was a game like that actually that already existed. I don't know what happened to it. I used to play it. It was this cool airship game. It supported PvP. I don't think it was this one. Nah, that wasn't it. Yeah, it's not even shown anymore. Oh god, I wonder what it was. So long ago since I played it. Guns? It was, maybe it was Guns or Icarus. Guns or Icarus? Like a steampunk Sea of Thieves, and it just landed on PS4. Yeah, I think it was Guns of Icarus. The hell? I don't think we have the trading ship. Maybe we do. No. We need to actually recreate the trading ship variant. So if we go to the store, we do ship shop 01, which has two transport ships. I'll add a new one. What would the mining ship to be? Something yellow. Gas mining ship will be 4,000. Hey, question, Revere. Why doesn't the V3 you use make a new plane in Godot? Why does the V3 you use to make the new plane in Godot need to be normalized? What does the magnitude do? After my gravity refactor, the gravity plane worked not everywhere. Why does the vector 3 you use to make need to be normalized? I don't think it does, unless it's just because I want it to be a gravitational direction. Because I think that I'm just applying gravity, you know, based upon that direction or something, or multiplying it by a gravitational force or something, I don't remember. The plane object in Godot has a position. Oh, that second vector 3 parameter and default is 0, 0, 0. Why does... And the position is also a distance from center. I don't know, like when making a gravitational plane, I just use the y basis of the plane itself so it can be rotated. And I just apply the gravity based upon that. When making a new gravity, the position is set to 0, 0, 0. Yeah, I don't use gravity as a position. As far as, you know, I'm just using the Area 3D's gravity override. The magnitude of the gravity vector does something. Because default Godot gravity is just so projecting vectors in the plane doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. Why does the vector 3 use to make a new plane? I don't know. I don't know what a new plane means. You mean like the Area 3D? I just want to know what the magnitude does for a plane. Like a in the air plane, like a plane that flies in the sky. It's supposed to be the normal of a plane. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, they just have gravity areas. And then on a wake. Right, I just set the gravity, the gravity direction to be the minus global basis y. It could be any plane. Any vector you want to project on that plane. I don't understand what you mean by that. Like a bullet hitting a plane? Physics? Yep. Why does it default, like why does that plane default to a position? And projecting a vector on it, I get the ortho point of that plane. Because obviously IoT isn't a plane you could do. IoT. They're a good name. Keep typing, but I still don't know what you mean by it. So you can just set a plane with a normal on a position and ask it if other positions on it. What does that have to do with gravity? Seems lazy. Are you trying to make some type of gravity system that works on a normal? I wonder, does it not know how to spawn specific chip configuration types yet? Because, like, this is supposed to be the trading chip or the transport chip. This one's also the transport chip, just better. Hey, how's it going, Elliot? Oh my god, where is the Why is my YouTube chat so tiny? Holy. How do I make it bigger? Let me see if control works. Let me try something. Nope. Yay, it works. Am I in a Discord somewhere? I don't think so. Nope. Yeah, so I have a problem with this. If I use this configuration, I'll need to have a network version. It's not generic enough. It's generic enough here. Snap port mappings are the same. But the prefab that gets loaded, unless I have two, one for networking, one for not. Can you show me like a screenshot of what it is you were trying to do? Like I don't understand anything about a plane. Like you're explaining to me something to do with gravity, and there's like a plane, and you're hitting the plane with something, and you're trying to get the normal of that plane. Or what's the no? Yeah, I absolutely have no idea then. Because I only all I do is assume a plane is flat and it's minus y basis is my gravity vector for for a custom gravity area. So you have a direction, you want to build a plane from it so you can project vectors on it. Oh, you just want to create a plane mesh? Yeah, no matter how the area is rotated, its basis y minus is, the opposite of whatever its up is the gravity direction. Multiplied by the gravitational force, and that's my gravity. Your brain's right. So I just literally set the custom gravitational direction I'm ready, to be whatever the basis is. So if I just took the whole station and rotated it, it would all just work. I thought you wanted the normal upward. For what? So this all just works anyway. A plane in normal form represents a normal plane equation. Normal plane. I don't understand what you're using this for. Construct a plane. Returns a projection. Do you have a use case to this? What would you use this for? Positioning grass, cutting something in half. Split velocity over ground surface and gravity. Split velocity over a ground surface. For some type of custom controller? Like climbing. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I guess in the ship configuration, I'm gonna have them, if we're gonna keep them be two different ships, the ship resources are gonna have to be Over climbing, I transform and project the input vector onto the surface you climb, based on surface number and the avatar up. Say network scene. And we'll just keep both references. This is always down. W is climbing up. So like climbing up a ladder. Ladders, yeah, ladders, walls, boulders, anything, gotcha. Before I fixed it so climbing wasn't triggered by hitting the head on a ceiling, I could do like monkey bars, basically. Oh, okay, I got you. I think I do. Yeah, I wonder if I should just do like unique IDs for the ship resources themselves and not directly put them in the actual reference. Yeah, maybe I want to keep them here in player ships. And we don't need this. Yep, so player ship config. Yep, we won't do this. We'll do ship ID instead. I think I now know enough to just accept it. It has been normalized. We can get over the plan to be visit in the house and normal form from sense of normal vector to be normalized. There's a bunch of examples of the map I have no clue how to read. So when it isn't normalized, everything is off. Oh, that's gonna mess up my player. Let's do a default. Mm-hmm. 2-1. Yeah, because we were using the system manager resource, playership. Yeah, which has like the player prefab for the ship. Which we want to change. Alright, so we're always looking for assets, whether it's live or not. And we could do call one. Yes, this player ship. It's gonna be instead manager, instance, assets, yep, ship. So we have our player ship config. We gotta get our ship resource and then instantiate a ship resource. Now my own ship should probably fail because I don't have the ship resources set up on it. This is a gas mining ship. Okay, and then let's see if the other ship is good. Yeah, so we have the gas mining ship. Okay, so it works, but it resets all the ships. Crap. So if there's no ship ID, we need to default the ship ID to something for backwards compatibility. I'll be right back. Oh, sinuses, man. Alright, what are we doing? Time 11:30. Okay, this failed. Close this out. This is a bust. Yeah, I think let's default a ship to the first one in the list, and let's reorganize assets. So let's do assets database. So for the player ships, let's make sure the transport ship is first. And then we'll default, if an ID doesn't match, we'll just default to the first one here. Which is the one we're using for multiplayer anyway right now. With the ship resources. And we can just do that here in the asset manager or system manager. So assuming we have a resource, we'll just like if the ship resource. So if there was no resource, yeah, we'll just do that here. So let's say yeah, and we'll just set to default. And hopefully this should still all be working fine. For the 2 ships that I just purchased anyway. Oh god. Alright, so now we have multiple configurations working, which is good. And then outside the mining ship, also to the shop. And then we'll call it there. So we have 1 transport ship, 1 better transport ship, the gas mining ship, and then we'll do like an orange variant of the we'll do another configuration. And the ship ID will be the mining ship ID, which is this one. Alright, so now we have basic, advanced, gas mining, and this one will be ore mining ship. Added custom player ship types and add it all to ship shop terminal. And we'll do a build. And then we'll get ready to go raid someone. Alright, I'll end here on the YouTube.